What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And today I want to talk about the announcement that we were supposed to get for Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and Soul Reaver 2 remasters. And here's the thing, it did not happen. A lot of people were expecting this to happen during this year's Gamescom, and I'm very disappointed that we didn't get this announcement because they said they would have an announcement in sometime in August. August was the month of Gamescom 2024, and I'm sorry, Crystal Dynamics or whoever that was supposed to make the announcement. Come on, guys, make the announcement. If you're not going to make the announcement, why not do it at all? Okay, so there you go. I'm going to drop the hammer right here, right now. And another thing, if you're going to announce a graphic novel, which is called Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, The Dead Shall Rise, which is a graphic novel, which is the prequel to Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, the first game in the series, is the fact that why are you not going to make an announcement? I want people to make up their minds. This is infuriating. It's irksome. And I don't understand why they say, well, we're going to make an announcement sometime in August. Well, guess what? Like I said, August is no longer around. It's done and it's past. So, yes, I'm going to call out whoever was supposed to make that announcement and saying, hey, don't say that you're going to make an announcement sometime in August when you never did. And here's one thing I will say, is the fact that if you're going to have a prequel graphic novel to the first game of the Soul Reaver series, and you say that you're going to have an announcement if there is going to be a Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2 remastered, I believe that's what they should have done, and they didn't do that. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to get my point across here, so my apologies on this. And this is what really bothers me, though, too, is the fact that if you're going to have something that's going to lead up to a well-renowned franchise, like the Legacy of Kain series, specifically the Soul Reaver games, those were absolutely amazing. I love the whole entire series, or the whole entire saga. It's one of the best I've ever played. But I think when it came to Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2, those games were the pinnacle of their time amongst the other titles in the franchise. And so it's like, again, if you're going to come out with a graphic novel and you say they're going to have a remasters for 1 and 2, I don't know. I just find that very, very sketchy. I kind of find it shitty. It's kind of fucked up. And I really think that if they're going to do something like that, it's like, how about you really live up to that and make the announcement? I really think it's stupid to a certain degree that if you're going to announce something leading up to the potential of remasters of Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2 and having a graphic novel for it being a prequel to the first game of Soul Reaver series, come on. Seriously? And yes, I'm not complaining, I would say. It just bothers me to no avail as to why we don't get a follow-up. I want to know what happened. I want to know what's going on. Because this is what's so disappointing, is the fact that if you're going to do something and you say that you're going to do it, and yet we don't get it, you're giving the fans of the Legacy of Kain series their hopes up, their dreams come true. Because this series as a whole was not just a pinnacle of their time. It was one of the best deep story-driven narrative franchise of all time, compared to like Mass Effect or to Dragon Age. But again, the Legacy of Kain series is by far one of my all-time favorite series of all time. I really wish I had either my GameCube or my original Xbox or my PlayStation 2 so I could play these games again. I would. Because it's the passion that this company was able to do and to provide us for what a series was able to give us in a special way of narrative, story-driven perspectives, character progression with Kain and Raziel, time streaming, and the Pillars of Nosgoth. I mean, this whole entire franchise is like, oh my god, it's the best. I have never seen a franchise that was so magnificently well crafted. Its lore, its gothic, its dark, its foreboding atmosphere of these games, of the franchise, is what made those games so great as well. But playing as Kain and Raziel in Defiance was awesome. I absolutely loved it. But again, it's like, I know I'm going to go back to this one more time. I don't understand why they didn't do it. I cut myself there. I was going to repeat myself, so I cut myself there. I don't know why they did not do that announcement. And like I said again, it's the fact that if you're going to make a lead-up prequel, which is the graphic novel, and to the first game in the Soul Reaver series, like I said, what the fuck, right? What the fuck? And to me, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not saying, yes, I would say I'm a little mad or maybe a little angry. But it's just like, I just think that it would have been much better if they did a follow-up, if they said, yeah, we're going to make an announcement in August. Well, guess what? It never happened. This is what I'm saying, is that I want to have people in general, not specifically or any type of individual, is that I want people to take accountability. This is what I'm talking about as well. If you're not going to be accountable for saying that you're going to expect the announcement sometime in August, then make that announcement, because again, we never got it. That goes to show us or tells us that we're not getting Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2 remastered. Why come out and just say that? We're not going to get them. And yet, nothing's happened. And so it's like, again, I want people to live up to their accountability and tell us and saying, hey, they're happening. We just don't have the announcement yet, even though that they said they were going to have an announcement in August. And so that would have been much better. But now it's I wouldn't say it's circulating, but at this point, it's all speculative. It seems like it's only a theory now. It's only like a fraction more, or a figment of our imagination. And I hate it that when people mess with our emotions because of the fact of how this series was at its peak when this series came out. It was one of the best, one of the greats amongst from Dragon Age, Mass Effect, as I previously mentioned. And again, what the fuck? Tell me if I'm wrong. And so I just think it's just utterly stupid. I think it's irresponsible. I think it's not very nice. It's like, I just think that if you're going to do something that you say that you were going to do, and yet you never did it, then why say it at all? That's what I also believe in. And so again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I've been repeating myself just a little bit here and there, but here's the thing. I'm going to stand up to this, because this is what I just want to understand why, not people. I just don't understand when someone is going to say, yeah, we're going to have an announcement in August, But again, I just don't understand. It's like, I really want people to be accountable for their actions when it comes to, it's like, if you're really going to make a remastered for Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and Soul Reaver 2, just come out with it. So that's all I got to say about this. And so again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, that this is like one of those weird type of scenarios to where maybe my hopes were given up, were instantly slaughtered to pieces because of the fact that we never got what we wanted to hear in August during this year's Gamescom. So again, hopefully we don't have our hopes up for this. But anyways, so much further ado. Any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to reply back if and whenever possible. And you guys have a good rest of your week. Peace, guys.